We are okay. Starting over. All right.
We are so not good at this right now, but we will improve. I promise.
This is fuck up session number 2. Spiritual awakening for you. All right. Easy awakening. Okay. Let's start with the intro. We'll get it going. This is the Easy Awakenings podcast, the Insanity Survival Guide, episode 1. Yeah, let's get started, man. So who the hell are we? We're not stoned.
Yeah.
This is the easy. Okay. All right. 1, 2. Welcome to the Easy Awakenings podcast, the Insanity Survival Guide, episode 1, people. Episode 1. Thanks for coming out. As an intro, who are we? Who are these schmucks?
Yeah. Why should you listen to us?
That's always a good question. Yeah, this is, like I said, this is an intro. This is what we're going to be doing here with you. This is all about what we hope to achieve. This is what we're going to achieve. And we're going to be talking about future podcasts and videos because Easy Awakenings is much more than just a podcast. We're going to be having writing, written material, videos in addition to our audio files. And then hopefully in the future we'll be doing like group sessions for various counseling and just some inspirational speaking engagements with both Victor and I. Which sort of leads me to who the hell are we? So, Victor, who the hell are you?
I'm Victor.
Tell us a little bit about yourself there, Victor.
Thanks, Marquise. Good segue. Well, I mean, I came to this actually through just a lot of pain and suffering, a lot of problem solving, lots of mistakes. But fortunately, not any mistakes that are actually going to keep you from continuing. So, like Marquise was saying, we're here to help you. But actually, we want you to get to a point where actually you're starting to listen to your own intuition and inner voice. So we want to help you get to that point.
What was that it? Was that it? Where's my segue? So this is me. So Victor's done, I guess. So a little bit about myself. So I'm much in the same boat. I'm Marquise, by the way, if you didn't gather that. Yeah, no, I came here, by here I mean sort of my spiritual journey or my progressive journey towards enlightenment or what I was seeking. At an early age, I think it all started at about 14, and I started with sort of, like interest in paranormal things like that. But that's not what really took me there. What took me there was, I'd say, deep introspection. And that came about through some serious heavy meditation, and I learned that the more I use my real life circumstances in my spiritual journey, that it produced the best results, because it's easy to take a look at the outside world, see how screwed up everything else is out there, and sort of make a judgment. But only when I took a look at myself and saw, where's my pain and suffering coming from, did I sort of hit that click. And that click is, that's something he and I are going to go into later on in this podcast. So, and we want to hear all about your clicks and everything else. It sounds a little weird, but your clicks, we want to hear about them. But yeah, so Easy Awakenings. So that's the two of us, and together we are Easy Awakenings. So
yeah, I'm E, he's Z.
And we're easy.
Yeah.
But yeah. So why don't you tell us about, like, who are we? What is Easy Awakenings, Victor? How would you describe Easy Awakenings?
I would describe it as just two guys getting things done, but
Family Guy reference.
No, but really, it's we kind of met. I guess you could say through spirituality, through a meditation group, and actually we just became like really good friends right away, right? And ultimately, it's a lot of years have gone by, and we really talked about working on things together for a long time, but we finally got to a point in our lives where we're actually getting this all together, and now we could introduce it to the world. And that's a big part of what I want to do, is just give more back, because I've received so much, and I really think that we can help guide you through these like turbulent situations in your life.
Yeah, I would agree. There was a lot of head shaking or nodding, I'm sorry, going on as he was speaking, but I mean that's what it's about. I mean, both of us sort of have this enduring sort of drive to want to not only assist people, but bring out a message that's just so crucial in the world right now. Everyone's at each other's throats. I mean, our jobs are all kind of sucking no matter where you go. And I think everyone we're all looking in our own little way for bits of sanity. And that's what Easy Awakenings is all about. You know, the term easy, as you notice in the title, we want to make it real simple and really relatable for everyone that we come into contact with. And we want to bring out the understanding, too, that Easy Awakenings, its purpose is to help you understand that your journey of waking up into what we're calling enlightenment it's all about finding the path that you can utilize on a day-to-day basis. And in order to do that, it has to be easy, I'd say. It has to be something that you can actually utilize. We all take a look at our inspirations, whether it's your Eckhart Tolle's or your Alan Watts or whoever, Jesus or whoever the hell you might be into. It's all about finding something that's relatable. And for us, we find that if you can relate your spiritual journey to someone that's it's kind of going through the day-to-day schmuckiness, then it's a relatable experience. And that's what Easy Awakenings is. Every little thing that we speak about, we want to make it relatable to you through us, and that's it. So other things we want to mention, we kind of went through how we got here, what inspired us to do this, what is at the core of Easy Awakening. So so I guess we've covered all that. I'm going through a list of things, by the way, but that's what we're all about. So I mean, what are we going to be doing with you? So
With me?
No, I mean, I'm
personally.
Saying, are you the audience? Yeah.
Well, we want to help you find niblets of peace and enlightenment, and the easy part is, through us, we'll be able to take out some of the mystery.
That was a yawn.
Some of the mystery out of spirituality. We want to take the kind of like the wizardry out of it, or the the stuff where it's like, I can't speak to him, or that person is too spiritual, or my behavior has to be spiritual, all those things. Those things actually that keep us from continuing and actually making some progress on this path. And then also when you slip up, we want to show you that it's actually not that big of a deal, especially if you learn something from it, and then that you could take into other things, like into your relationships or your work, or
like family, money, sex, driving.
Oh, baby.
You can tell we're having some fun with this, right?
Yeah, we don't want to BS you, because there's, and I'm not trying to put anybody down, but there's so much of the, I don't know how you would call it, but there's a lot of, I guess, fireworks or things to distract you, from the actual real meaning and the real work that you have to put in. And I think that's so important, and I think that's a big part of our message.
It is important. I agree.
Yeah, it's that too.
But no, Victor's spot on with that. I mean, it's easy, and let me tell you, one of my biggest inspirations is Eckhart Tolle. I'm sure anyone listening to this channel has read or heard one of his talks, and if you haven't, go out right now and pick it up. But I think one of the things when you're listening,
Sponsored by Eckhart Tolle. No, just kidding. We're not.
But Eckhart, it's not a bad idea, my brother. But anyways,
Give back.
no, you see his journey. I mean, the guy went through an incredible journey where he just suddenly snapped one day, and it was like he was done. He was in the land of enlightenment. And that's an amazing thing. That is an absolutely amazing thing. But most of us don't have that. And most of us certainly don't want to get to the point of suicide like he got to before you kind of hit that point. Most of us, as he rightly points out, have to really work on it. And it's like exercise. Some people kind of get into it and they find it real easy to exercise and get that ultimate six-pack or whatever it is that they're going for. A lot of us have to spend a lot of time on it. We got to watch out for our eating and things like that. That's how your spiritual growth or your growth or journey. By the way, we don't give a damn about words. We're using things like spiritual enlightenment as relatable tools to help you. What we're really talking about is your journey towards inner peace. All right, to become the master of your fate and the captain of your soul, as William Ernest Henley rightly pointed out. But that's what we're doing, and that's what we're all about.
Yeah, those are just words. Don't get hung up on the words too much, because sometimes they can be smoke screens. People throw smoke screens at you all the time with using words and try to make you believe something that they believe. And then you kind of mistake it for your own message, and that's definitely what we're not about, And feel free to, let us know about what you think, of what we're talking about.
We'd appreciate if they weren't dickish comments.
Yeah.
We'll probably get some of those now and again, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It seems to be the way of the internet these days. But no, Victor's right. We absolutely want to hear from you. If you have anything of any topic that you either want to hear from us about, or you have questions that you'd like us to answer on a personal level, and we'll get to this a little more in a little bit here, but we want to hear from it, man. We want to dive into life, into every angle, so nothing's taboo here. If we feel it's not appropriate for any reason, I don't know what that would be, we'll let you know. We'll talk about it.
We'll be totally honest with you.
Yeah.
We're not going to BS you at all.
Yeah. But again, this is a place we want people to feel open and comfortable. Everybody, and we'll go in our own personal experiences at some point, talking about some of the things that we've experienced, how we've handled it. And because sometimes I can tell you right now, sometimes I've screwed up, and I've handled it in a way that
That's true.
I screw up often. But yeah, I've handled it in ways that I didn't like how I handled it, or I handled it perfectly. The important thing out of both of those is that you learn and understand that your journey on life it's a journey. It never stops. You're always going, and so you might be perfect today, but then be really shitty the next day, and just you have a miserable day, and it's easy for me and anyone else to kind of look at that and go, oh, I failed. Oh, I'm not the spiritual master I thought I was, and blah, blah, blah. Look, it's not about that. It's about understanding that life is continuous. You have to get back into that mode. Get back into that mode that you want to be in, and understanding that you do 100% have the power to get into that. Sure.
Yeah, definitely. And I know we keep agreeing with each other.
We do that.
But but that's why we're doing this together, is because we do agree with each other. I mean, we do disagree sometimes, but the core message is what we're all about, and that's why we are here tonight, just sharing this with you. And I could add to what Marquise is saying, as far as getting back on the horse and not dwelling too much about mistakes you've made. I mean, you could make apologies, but the biggest apology is really to yourself, and a promise that you're going to just kind of keep moving forward and not get too stuck on these so-called mistakes, because I don't believe that they're mistakes. They're just things that happen, and the way you react to them. But you always have a chance to react in a different way. Move forward, get better. And it's really part of the journey. I mean, it's a lot of fun actually sometimes falling.
Oh yeah,
isn't it?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Because once you rock bottom, you have nowhere else to go.
Yeah. We miss that kid part of us.
Yeah.
Where when we were kids, it was actually a lot of fun falling. But as we get older, we then become really, really, really afraid to fall, to fail.
Because you're afraid of what you might lose, and that's something that kind of comes with age. So for our younger listeners, this may not be something you can relate to, or maybe it is. But as you get older, you are far more afraid of what you're going to lose when you fall, especially once you've accumulated things, whether it's status or actual stuff. There is a genuine sort of fear of I may lose it if I fall, or if I look a certain way to the public eye, if I lose my status in that eye, you're terrified of that, which funny enough kind of makes you fall a little harder when you do have that inevitable sort of downfall. So it's really good for us to understand that, I mean, life is just it's a constant fluctuation. And to really become the masters of our lives.
Fluctuation? Is that what you said?
I said fluctuation.
Oh, fluctuation. Gotcha. Yeah, appreciate that.
Son of a bitch. Anyways. But yeah, no, it's about becoming, in order to become the master that we all want to be in our lives, we have to understand, that falling is a part of the process. You cannot have success in life without failure. Failure is inevitable, and it's good. You have to fail. Now, you don't want to fail to the point of just where your ego takes over and takes you from failure to destruction. Now, the destruction is a different circumstance. Destruction is where you become self-destructive and you just screw everything up. Failure is you slip, and you fall down, but falling down means you're getting your ass back up, or you're in a position to. So that's what that's all about, and that's sort of what our hopes and dreams for this channel. I know we're kind of repeating that, but that's what it is. We're providing clarity on the successes and the fall downs of daily issues. We're going to offer techniques, progressive habits for your personal journey, and like we said, always ask questions and that sort of thing. And these are Victor's little examples. I want to hear. I like these. Go ahead and read these off, man.
Oh yeah, we got the duck and cover. But this has a lot to do with somebody, when you encounter a situation either in your personal life or at work where somebody in front of you just kind of loses it. So the duck and cover essentially is just a way for you to go into yourself, because a lot of the times when somebody's flipping out on you, they're really not coherent and they're not saying anything that makes sense. And for you to come out this rosy is actually just to kind of chill and let that person kind of let off steam. And if you look at them kind of like they're in a character in a television show, it actually helps a lot.
Yeah. No, that's true.
It actually may even cause you to laugh, but that may infuriate the person further.
And that's something I think that everyone kind of, like everyone encounters, crappy people in their day. At some point you're going to encounter people who are just not cool people, right?
Yeah.
So that's a huge technique. We're going to be talking about things like, let me read this. How to stay enlightened when there's a fire in your home.
You wrote that.
I was interpreting his.
Well, we were talking a little bit earlier, on techniques and things, and this is kind of what just kind of came out.
Well, but that's a good metaphor, actually.
But that's a creative process. It's very spontaneous.
Oh yeah. Chewy, my dog Chewy is he's adding to the commentary, I think.
Get him.
But yeah. So and one of the other things too. So we're going to be going into things like going into yourself and what that really means.
Yeah.
How
we promise you,
lost in your own brand of crazy.
Yeah, it's not it's not going to be like shoot from the hip all the time, and we definitely like to joke, as you can see, but we don't want you to take this too seriously either. You know, if you take it too seriously, then it becomes something rigid, and we definitely don't want it to become something rigid. It's life is supposed to flow, right? You are kind of like an artist, you know, and that's the art of living, is being able to flow through things and not let things get stuck, you know, because some things hit you and they get stuck and they rattle around, and we really don't want that.
Yeah.
Sorry for the voice going up so high. Still playing with this new microphone.
We're testing
everyone.
a lot of equipment here.
Yeah, but we promise you that we'll go into things into more in depth, because some of the things that we're saying is probably won't mean anything to you at this point. But this is the pilot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess that's really it for right now. Again, thanks for checking out our channel. Please like and subscribe, and we will bring a hell of a lot more to you as soon as we can.
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone.